When I'm in the supermarket, there are lots of things that now have labels on them saying that they're great for gut health, or they're low sugar, or they're low fat. I brought everything that I could find in the supermarket that was making a claim that it was good for me. And I want you to take a look at it. These are some of the most popular things that people pick up in the supermarket that make these claims that they're low sugar, low fat, high protein, great for gut health. So the first one I've got here is Actimol, which says it's got vitamin D, B6, it's great for immune support, 0 added sugar, 0% fat, rich in vitamin D. That, Tim Spector, is definitely healthy.
Or not. So, these claims, some of these claims they're allowed to put on the packet, they're very restricted what they can actually say in terms of health it can do, date back 30 years and no longer really valid, but they have to do it because they're not allowed to even mention the word probiotic on a packet, interestingly. So they're trying to attract you in with things that would resonate with the consumer. So they do these massive surveys to say what's going to resonate with you, Steve, when you go into shop, and you say, what's going to make me buy this rather than one of the other ones. And so vitamin D, we've been flogging vitamin D for forever. 10 minutes in the sun will get you all the vitamin D you need. And it's in most foods anyway. You don't really need it in addition in these things. 0% added sugar and 0% added fat mean that it's highly processed. So the combination of health, what we call health halos, saying it's super healthy with rich in this vitamin, no sugar, no fat, is very old-fashioned science. No one believes that 0 fat is any good for you anymore. And there's some actual data showing that low-fat foods actually make you overeat.
Really?
Yes.
What does the data say?
So when they've compared sort of identical meals to people in lab conditions, those eating the low-fat foods, the high-carb but high-processed foods like this, will actually overeat substantially over the next day or so. So it's actually making you overeat quite significantly. So, and there's no advantage to your body in terms of heart health by having this, because to get 0 fat and make it taste good, it's got to have lots of extra sugars and starches in there. Otherwise, you just couldn't eat it. Fat is really important naturally to make you enjoy food. Mm-hmm. And so it takes a lot of careful chemistry to mimic that fat. So I would always avoid anything that said, 0 sugar, 0 fat, rich in vitamins, despite the fact that this probably has something good probiotics in it. Mm-hmm. So you're getting the good probiotics. It's only one, lactobacillus, but that's counteracted by all this negative stuff, all these chemicals, which we know are bad for your gut microbiome. So that's not going to be good for you, or it's not going to be good for me either. So I would avoid that one. Always go for any yogurt that really has minimum contents, just milk and microbes. That's all you need.
Hey everyone, as you just heard, according to Professor Tim Spector, one of the world's top experts in nutrition and gut health, the food industry has mastered the art of deception. It's not just about what's in the food, it's about how it's sold to you. Every supermarket aisle is a battleground for your biology, and the weapons being used aren't just sugar and starch, they're words. Phrases like low fat, immune support, gut friendly, all natural, and high protein aren't health claims. They're psychological triggers designed through massive consumer testing to hijack your trust. And it works. Let's break this down. When something says low fat, we often assume it's heart healthy. But most low-fat foods are ultra-processed, stripped of real flavor, and filled with refined starches or artificial sweeteners to make them taste good. That 0% sugar yogurt, it's usually loaded with synthetic compounds like aspartame or ACE-K, both linked to metabolic disruption and damage to the gut microbiome. That gut health snack bar, it might include a single probiotic strain buried beneath 20+ synthetic ingredients, preservatives, and flavorings that actually harm the very gut ecosystem it claims to support. And here's the paradox. The more health claims a product makes, the more likely it's not healthy. Real food doesn't need a marketing team. An avocado doesn't scream monounsaturated fats. It just is. Look at that yogurt again. It claims gut health. But flip the package and you'll find stabilizers, modified starches, and artificial flavors, all known to harm the microbes it promises to help. Does that make sense? Not if your goal is to nourish people, but if it's to sell product, then it makes perfect sense. Another favorite label trick? Made with real fruit. Sounds wholesome, but it often means a drop of fruit concentrate, far removed from anything fiber-rich or nutrient-dense. And the word natural? It means almost nothing. Legally, a product filled with synthetic flavors, colorings, and preservatives can still be labeled natural, as long as some part of it originated from something that once existed in nature. Think about that. We trust these words. We've been conditioned to. Low sugar sounds responsible. Immune boosting sounds proactive. Gut health sounds trendy. But most of these phrases are completely unregulated. And even when they are, the science backing them is decades out of date. Here's what Professor Spector reminds us. Real food doesn't need a health claim. You'll never see a head of broccoli with a heart-healthy sticker, but it is. You've never seen a bag of lentils shout gut-supportive fiber, but it has it. Real food speaks for itself. No advertising budget required. So the next time a food product screams about its health benefits, pause. Ask yourself, why does this food need to convince me it's healthy? Because if it really were, it wouldn't have to try so hard. Now that we've pulled back the marketing curtain and heard from one of the world's leading experts, let's talk solutions. Because most people do want to eat better, but when 60% of your diet may be ultra-processed without you realizing it, it's less about willpower and more about navigating an information minefield. Let's change that. Here are 5 powerful evidence-based steps to take back control of what goes in your body. Step 1. Flip the package. Read like a scientist, not a shopper. The front of the package is a billboard designed to trigger emotions and sales, not health. Flip it. Head straight to the ingredients list. Ingredients are listed by weight, so the first 3 dominate the product. If those are sugar, glucose syrup, maltodextrin, or anything ending in OSE, put it down. Watch for additive stacking. Multiple types of sugar like honey, fruit juice, molasses, and syrups meant to trick you into thinking there's less sugar. And if the list is longer than 7 or 8 ingredients, especially with unpronounceable names, you're likely in ultra-processed territory. Ask, would I recognize these outside a package? If not, neither will your body. Step 2. Watch for the 6 fake health halos. Food companies can't legally lie on packaging, but they can dance around the truth using what experts call health halos. These are buzzwords that sound nutritious but mean very little scientifically. The 6 most misleading are: low fat usually means stripped of flavor and loaded with starches or sugar, which spike hunger and blood sugar. Zero added sugar doesn't mean low sugar. It may contain dates, juice concentrates, or artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose. High protein sounds healthy, but often contains highly processed protein isolates mixed with gums, emulsifiers, and sugar to make it palatable. Made with real fruit typically means a trace of fruit concentrate, not actual whole fruit. It's sugar in disguise. Natural flavors, a legal loophole that allows lab-created additives to still be labeled as natural. Gut-friendly or immune-boosting, no legal or scientific standard exists. Often it's one probiotic strain plus 20 chemicals that harm gut health. Red flag rule: if a product talks more about what it doesn't have, no artificial, zero this, than what it is, chances are it's not real food. Step 3. Understand the processed food spectrum. Not all processing is bad. Some of the healthiest foods on the planet are technically processed: yogurt, rolled oats, olive oil. The key is degree and purpose. Minimally processed foods, like frozen vegetables, canned beans, roasted nuts, simply enhance storage or safety. Processed foods, like sourdough bread or hummus, combine a few ingredients. But ultra-processed foods are built from chemical additives, flavor enhancers, and emulsifiers. This category includes flavored yogurts, protein bars, diet snacks, and when they make up over 50% of your diet, as they do in the US and UK, they start eroding your health silently and systematically. Step 4. Make your food decisions at the source, not the shelf. Here's the trap. The supermarket is designed to confuse and seduce you. If you want to eat better, make your food decisions before you walk through those doors. Make a list. Stick to the perimeter. Produce, bulk bins, butcher, fish, and frozen real ingredients. Plan meals around whole foods, grains, legumes, eggs, veggies. A 10-minute stir-fry with real ingredients is better than a microwave meal with 29 ingredients you can't pronounce, and batch cook when you can. Roasted veggies, hard-boiled eggs, cooked grains. Prepping once sets you up for smart decisions all week. You don't need to cook like a chef. You just need to shop like someone who cares what's going in their body. Step 5. Rethink snacking. Align it with your biology. This one's a bit uncomfortable, but true. Most of us snack not out of hunger, but out of habit, boredom, marketing, and unstable blood sugar caused by ultra-processed meals. In the UK and US, a quarter of all daily calories now come from snacks. The Zoe study shows 95% of people snack, and 25% undo their healthy meals with junk snacks. The problem isn't just the snack quality, it's also the timing. Late-night snacks interfere with circadian rhythms and gut recovery. Eating after dark increases fat storage, hormonal imbalance, and cravings the next day. And snacking between meals, especially on high glycemic junk, causes blood sugar spikes, crashes, and cravings. The best way to fix this is to eat snacks with meals instead of between them. Choose real foods: boiled eggs, mixed nuts, fruit, plain yogurt, raw veggies with hummus or tahini. And eat earlier in the day when your metabolism is stronger. Better yet, break the snack cycle. When you eat real food consistently, your hunger becomes more stable, and so does your energy and digestion. If you're feeling overwhelmed by your pantry or fridge right now, don't panic. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be aware. Every bite you take is casting a vote, not just for your health, but for the food system you're supporting. When you choose real food over flashy marketing, when you prioritize ingredients over empty claims, when you eat with biology, not branding in mind, you become a smarter consumer and a healthier human.